Since the beginning, there has always been creation. It is the pulse that stirs the void, the rhythm that beats beneath every living thing. Long before kings, before temples, before gods had names, there was only the Mother. She was the earth itself, fertile, wild, eternal, and from her all life was born. Before we begin, ask yourself, could one creation be the spark that led to every myth known to man? Let's explore together the history behind the mother of myths. But before we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Over 25,000 years ago, in the heart of Ice Age Europe, someone shaped her image from stone. A small figure, carved with care, with curves full and round, the Venus of Willendorf. She fits in the palm of a hand, yet she carries the weight of the world. To some, she was a prayer, for harvest, for birth, for survival. To others, she was a goddess, the first face of divinity humanity ever knew. Long before the thrones of Olympus, before the temples of Babylon, the Mother reigned. In every land, she took a new name. In summer, she was Inanna, Queen of Heaven and Earth, the goddess of love, fertility, and war. She ruled the realms of both life and passion, but her ambition drove her beyond her own domain. Inanna decided to descend into the underworld, the realm ruled by her sister Ereshkigal, the goddess of death. She claimed she was going to attend the funeral of Ereshkigal's husband, but her true intentions were to expand her domain and gain more power. Passing through the 7 gates of the underworld, through each gate she passed, she was forced to remove an article of clothing, symbols of her power and divine authority. Becoming completely powerless by the time she reached Ereshkigal. Enraged with her intrusion, Ereshkigal had Inanna executed, trapping her essence in the land of the dead. Only Enki, god of wisdom and creation, was brave enough to help Inanna, sending the Gala with gifts of empathy and compassion. They listened to Ereshkigal's cries. Moved by their sympathy, Ereshkigal granted them any gift they desired. They asked for the body of Inanna. Agreeing to their request, Ereshkigal relinquished Inanna's body and essence. The Gala sprinkled the food and water of life upon Inanna's corpse, and she rose. As she ascended from the underworld, she searched for her replacement. As to meet the demands of the underworld, no one shall leave without another taking their place. Inanna returned to her city, still looking for her substitute. But what she found was her husband sitting on her throne, showing no mourning for her death. Out of rage, Inanna decreed her husband to be her replacement, and the demons of the underworld dragged him below. In Babylon, she became Ishtar, the morning star, radiant and terrible. The story of Ishtar mirrors that of Inanna. In Egypt, she was Isis, goddess of magic and resurrection. She was the wife of Osiris, the just and noble god who ruled over Egypt. And she was the sister of Set, the god of chaos. Set grew jealous of Osiris's power and the love the people had for him. So he trapped Osiris in a coffin and threw it in the Nile. When Isis learned of this, she was overcome with grief, but she did not give up. She searched for her lost husband with the intention to revive him. Eventually, finding the coffin, she brought it back and hid it from Set. Set learned of Isis's secret and was furious. Set tore Osiris's body into 14 pieces and scattered them across Egypt. Isis did not despair. With the help of her sister Nephthys and the god Anubis, they scoured the land, reassembling Osiris piece by piece. They found every piece but one, which was lost to the river. Through her magic and love, Isis was able to breathe some life back into Osiris. Not enough to bring him back to the living world, but enough for him to exist as the lord of the underworld, ruler of the dead. Before he departed, Isis conceived a child with him, a child that would come to be known as Horus. Isis hid Horus away, protecting him from Set's wrath, until he grew strong enough to challenge Set and avenge his father. In Greece, she was Gaia, the first being of creation. She was the solid ground beneath the heavens, the fertile womb from which all life would grow. From herself, Gaia gave birth to Uranus, the sky, who became her consort and covered her with his endless embrace. Together they bore the Titans, the Cyclopses, and the Giants, the first generations of divine beings. Uranus grew fearful of his powerful children and imprisoned them deep within Gaia's body. Gaia plotted to free them. She forged a sickle of stone and gave it to her youngest Titan son, Cronus. Cronus struck his father and cast him aside. From Uranus's spilled blood, new beings were born. The Furies, more giants, and Aphrodite, the goddess of love who rose from the sea foam. With Uranus defeated, Cronus became ruler of the cosmos. But Gaia warned him that he too would one day be overthrown by one of his children. Terrified, Cronus swallowed each of his children at birth. Gaia and her daughter Rhea conspired against him, hiding the youngest son, Zeus. When Zeus grew to manhood, he forced Cronus to release his swallowed siblings. And together they waged war upon the Titans. With Gaia's strength beneath them, the Olympian gods triumphed. But Gaia never ceased to act. Whenever the balance of the world was broken, she would raise new forces to restore it. In every story, she was creation and destruction entwined. She gave life and took it back. She was the seed and the harvest, the womb and the tomb, the eternal cycle. The Venus of Willendorf may have been one of her earliest forms, a silent devotion carved in stone. Her swollen belly, her full breasts, her hidden face, all symbols of mystery, abundance, and renewal. She was not meant to be seen as beautiful, but as powerful. As the embodiment of nature's endless creation, And perhaps in that ancient world of ice and hunger, she was hope itself. Through the ages, her image changed, but her essence never died. She became goddesses, queens, saints, all reflections of the same eternal force. Even now, she lives within us, in every birth, every heartbeat, every act of creation. The Venus of Willendorf is not just an artifact. She is a message from the dawn of humanity. A whisper from the time before history. She reminds us that creation is not a moment, it is a cycle. That we are born, we die, and through us, life continues. The Venus of Willendorf is the first goddess, the mother of all myths. The one who teaches us that to create is divine. And to live is to be part of something eternal. So, what do you think? Was she a goddess? A prayer? A symbol of survival? Or just the first face of humanity's imagination? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Thank you for joining us. If you like the story, please don't forget to like. It really helps us out. And if you want to join us for future stories, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on all the fun content we have planned for you.